Hello, my dear students. Are you ready? Now let's proceed to the second step of the scientific method. Sit back and relax. So our discussion for today is all about the second step of the scientific method. Can you still recall it? But before that, let's first have the objectives. Okay, so the objectives are: first, explain the second step of scientific method. Second, formulate hypothesis based on a given problem. Third, practice writing hypothesis based on the format presented. Alright, so what is the second step of scientific method? Yes, you're right. It is to formulate a hypothesis. So you're going to form your hypothesis. So let's first have these questions. How would you describe a hypothesis based from the activity? Again, how would you describe a hypothesis based from the activity? You may answer, a hypothesis is a temporary answer or solution to the problem. Second question. What are the things to consider in making a hypothesis? Again, what are the things to consider in making a hypothesis? Alright, you may answer, it must be testable, that one can be able to verify it through an investigation. In addition, it should make sense to anyone who will read it, and it should answer the problem. So this is the temporary problem to your, or this is the, shall we say, wise guess. Okay? So this is the answer to the problem that you posed in our previous video lesson. So how to write a hypothesis? You may answer, in writing a hypothesis, one can begin with an observation, followed by an explanation or prediction. Okay, so this time, before we proceed, let's first have this application to your part. So one of the problems faced by students nowadays is teenage anxiety, right? So formulate hypothesis on why teens experience anxiety. Can you do it? You may use the format if, then. So if followed by the independent variable, this is the what you do, then the word then followed by the dependent variable, that is the what will happen in your experiment. Okay, so for example, you may answer this teenage anxiety right now. If we read social medias daily, then anxiety will increase. So that could be a possible hypothesis. If then, so you're going to start with if followed by the what you will do, then the what will happen. Okay, so again, if we read social medias, if we read a lot of social media, then anxiety will increase. Okay, so you may use the decrease and increase. You may have If there is an increase in social media, there is an increase in anxiety, right? So that means in math, that's directly proportional. Social media is equal to anxiety. Alright, so let's now proceed to the assessment part. Assessment part, so this time it's your task to answer it. So there are 3 questions. So you may answer this, then after that you may play the video to check whether your answer is the same to my answer. So again, it is not necessary that word for word we are the same, as long as the thought, as long as the format is there, then it's okay. I mean, as long as like if followed by for example, mahisgot og social media, dapat social media gid ang ni-follow sa if. Then ang dito sa then ang follow is ang anxiety. If ang inyong answer is if anxiety, paano na siya wrong na inyong answer ana, kay wala na tanag jive sa to ang answer. Okay, let's have the first problem or first question that we are going to formulate a hypothesis. So again, use the if-then format. If-then format. Okay, so how does classroom temperature affect students' performance in a test? Again, how does classroom temperature affect students' performance in a test? Just like now, so hot in here, but I'm just nag-antos lang. Para sa inyo ha, nag-antos lang si ma'am. Wala ta na, nagsinaw, wala lipstick, wala ta. Anyway, so you may answer. Again, the question is, how does a classroom temperature affect students' performance in a test? So you may answer, if the temperature is high, or if the classroom temperature is high, the students' performance in a test decreases. Or you may say is low. Okay? Low. Bus ba? Dili is low. Low. Okay? Again, if the classroom temperature is high, then if there is an increase in classroom temperature, there is a decrease in the students' performance in a test. That is a very good hypothesis. How about you? Do we have the same idea? So it should be that if, then followed by the classroom temperature, then followed by the students' performance in a test. Okay? You may also specify it like if the classroom is hot, okay, or if the classroom temperature is high, that means very hot or warm, very hot. If the classroom temperature is very high, then the student's performance is very low. You may answer like that. Okay? So, if you got it right, then you're on the way to the next, you're successful in our lesson for today. Next question. Does the type of soil affect the growth of plants? Does the type of soil affect the growth of plants? So that's the question. You do not answer it with yes or no, huh? Do not answer it. Your task is to make a hypothesis, to formulate a hypothesis. So given that problem, what could be your hypothesis? You may answer, if the soil is humus, then do you know what is humus? It is a very, sa Bisaya, patambok nga yuta, no? If the soil is humus, then the plant will grow fast, like that. Or if the soil is a clay type, then the growth of plants is slow. Okay? So you may answer like that, if followed by the what you will do. Okay? Or you may say, if you use loam soil, you know what is loam? Is again, it's somehow the same as humus. Correct me if I'm wrong, just do your research. If the type of soil is loam, then the plant will grow fast. Okay? So, if followed by that what you will do, then the what will happen. Okay? So, again, if the what you will do, then the what will happen. Okay? So, I hope you learn that. I hope you take that in your mind. If you use this type of soil, then the growth of plant is. Okay? So, you may also say answer. If you use the rocky type of soil, then the plant will not grow. Okay? Just like what happened to our garden, it's rocky type. So, what happened is, the onion, it's, from the beginning, it's like medyo tambo. At the end, nagniwang, mahimong pansit na dugay. Anyway, let's proceed to the third question. It's your turn to formulate your hypothesis. The question is, how do computer games affect students' attitude towards school? What do you think will be your answer? How do computer games affect students' attitude towards school? Your answer again should be a hypothesis. Do not answer the question with your reason, huh? You should answer, formulate a hypothesis. So you may do, if there is an increase in computer games, the students' attitude towards school will decrease. Very simple question and yet correct. So, direct to the point. Because the what if followed by, if the what you will do. Ang mga estudyante, pwede man nimo pa kung mag-computer games sila, pwede po nimo wag tanga computer games, di ba? So, that is the what you will do. Then, what happened? Kung usually yun, mga estudyante, kung imong bawalan ng computer games, maybe, what will happen is, their attitude towards school will increase. But if hatagan niyo sila, hatagan niyo chance na mag-computer games, their attitude towards school will decrease. Malingaw naman sila sa computer games. So, that is a way of analyzing or a way of formulating your hypothesis. If followed by, I have a chalkboard here. I'm going to write it down. So, that is the format for our hypothesis. If the what you do, then the what will happen. Okay, so example, we have there our example problem. How do computer games affect students' attitude towards school? So, our hypothesis out of that problem is, if there is an increase in playing computer games, then the student's attitude towards school will decrease. So, have you noticed? If followed by the what you will do or the what you do. So, this is the what you do. Increase in playing computer games. Then, followed by the what will happen. So, kung i-increase ang pag-play sa computer games, of course, the student's attitude towards school will decrease. Have you realized this decrease and increase? So, utilize the word increase and decrease or use the word increase and decrease if possible. Okay? So, if for example, let's have the other way around. If there is a decrease in playing computer games, then the student's attitude towards school will increase. Okay? You may also answer like that. So, that is how you are going to formulate a hypothesis. Okay? So, just follow the format over there. Okay? Alright, so I hope you learned something about formulating hypothesis. So for your assignment, do you still remember your assignment in our previous lesson? I asked you to propose problems that are testable. This time, I want you to make hypotheses that would answer to those problems that you have proposed. Alright, so thank you for watching and I hope you learned something. For your questions, don't forget to message your teacher. Bye-bye!